What's up? It's your boy 90 Star Wars Kid. We are back on the farm for the new set, A Lawless Time. We are now into case 2. In case 1, we actually hit 2 showcases. So something's telling me we aren't hitting a showcase in this case, but it sure would be awesome if we did. Otherwise, as always, we're trying to get as many legendaries as possible. Unlike other sets, with this one being so new, I actually don't know which legendaries are the big hitters yet. So we'll see how that shakes out. My guess is Max Rebo is going to be one of the bigger hitters, at least initially, when people try to make the double regroup phase happen. But beyond that, I'm not sure which ones are the big go-to legendaries. We'll see. So we just want as many legendaries as we can get. Flip, we got a Vader, a base, commons, common hyperspace, more commons, common hyperfoil. We got an uncommon Sabine Wren, targeted for removal. We've got an uncommon hyperspace chopper, and a rare thermal detonator is the first rare of this box. We have a Vel Sartha. We have a regular base. Commons, common hyperspace, commons, common hyperfoil. We have an uncommon Syntakaz, hold for questioning, Val, and a rare Redonium detonation. Flip, we have the client, we have a base. We have commons, common hyperspace, commons, common hyperfoil, uncommon C3PO, Veiled Strength, BT1. Hey, we have a legendary Maul. I will take that for sure. I think that a number of people have already pulled this, so it might be a little too common to bring in the value, but that's definitely a candidate for one of the more valuable legendaries. Flip, Hyperspace Krennic, regular base, commons, common hyperspace, commons. Ooh, here we have a rare hyperfoil. This one is a Highsinger. Uncommon Katana, Cheofane, the Blade Wing, and a rare Jyn Erso. All right. And I'm guessing Jyn Erso is going to get some play. That seems like a playable card. Flip, we have a Boba Fett, we have a base. We have commons, we have 2 hyperspace commons, we have more commons, we have a common hyperfoil. There are so many hyperspace and hyperfoil commons that you're going to get out of these packs. Uncommon Interrogation Droid, Stockpile, and then a hyperspace uncommon Salvage Blaster into a rare Convex Security Captain. Flip, we have an Enfys Nest, we have a base. We have commons, hyperspace common, more commons, hyperfoil common, uncommon, Choke on Aspirations, That's a Rock, transmission jamming into a legendary Luke Skywalker. Don't mind if we do. I think this will also likely be one of the heavier hitter legendaries. And it's just occurring to me now, I think we pulled one of these in the very first box of the first case. But I think that's all. I think that's the only one we hit. Flip, we have a Krennic, we have a hyperspace base. We have commons, hyperspace common, commons, hyperfoil common. Then we have an uncommon Smuggler's YT 2400, Governor's Shuttle, 000, and the ever disappointing rare base. One of the greatest things about the next set, I know we just got to this one, but one of the greatest things about the next set, no more rare bases in the rare slot. They're going in the base slot instead. Flip, we have an Aurra Sing. And then we have commons, hyperspace common, more commons, hyperfoil common. Then we have an uncommon Hunter for Hire, Betrayed Trust, and a hyperspace uncommon R2D2, and a rare Lieutenant Gorn. We've pulled quite a few Lieutenant Gorns at this point. Flip, hyperspace, Enfys Nest, regular base, commons, common hyperspace, more commons. We have an uncommon hyperfoil, Bunta Eve Flag Bearer. Then we have mid-rim Sharpshooter, Millennium Falcon, Bix, into a rare display piece. Flip, we have a Vader. Would love a Vader showcase. We never got our JTL Vader showcase. Would love a Vader showcase in this set. Common hyperspace, more commons, common hyperfoil, uncommon. So we have a Bunta Eve Flag Bearer and a Hans Golden Dice, and then we hit a Prestige. Again, if this is the first one of these videos that you're watching and you're confused how a Prestige snuck in here, it's because starting with this set, there is on average, one Prestige per box. We've found that actually there's like 1.5 on average. We've hit boxes that have 2 of these. But Boba Fett is a rare, and this is the Prestige version, followed by a rare Heisinger. I'm going to put the Prestige up there just because Prestige is kind of its own category. It's not actually a legendary, but it's actually rarer than a legendary. Flip, we have a Tobias Beckett. We have a base. Some commons, hyperspace common, more commons, hyperfoil common. Then we have an uncommon, Patient Hunter, The Tree Remembers, Finn, and there's that legendary Max Rebo. Now, there are quite a few of these. It's turning out to be a relatively common legendary, but I'm hoping from a value perspective that so many people want to play this that it drives the price way up. Because, of course, I'm not just a player, and I'm not just a collector. I'm also a seller. So I do not mind cards having high price tags. Flip, we have a Hera. We have a base. We have commons, then a hyperspace common, then more commons, then a common hyperfoil, uncommon Scarif Lieutenant, Tantive 4, and a hyperspace uncommon Bosk, followed by a rare Enfys Nest's helmet. And I can't remember if we've pulled one of those yet or not. If we have, I think it's only one. Either one or none. Flip, we have a Boba, we have a base. Hyperspace common, commons, hyperfoil common. Now we have an uncommon Forlom, Ezra Bridger, salvaged materials into a legendary Intimidator. Now, my fear is that with this ship being so expensive, it might end up just being like, was it JTL or was it Secrets of Power that had the really big 12 cost green Star Destroyer? I don't even remember what it's called because nobody ever plays it because it's just so expensive. I'm afraid that might be this as well, where it's a legendary that exists. In theory, you could play it, but nobody does, and it's worth like 20 cents. I kind of wish, I wish the really, really big ships, unless they're very playable, I wish they were rares instead of legendaries. I feel my opinion on legendaries is that they should all be worth a non-trivial amount of money because that demonstrates value. That's literal value. That's literal value in its most basic form. Flip, we have a Vel. We have a base. Commons, common hyperspace, commons, common hyperfoil. Then we have an uncommon payroll heist, nothing left to fear. And we have a hyperspace rare, Asajj Ventress, followed by a rare Baylert Valence. The client and a base, commons, common hyperspace, more commons, common hyperfoil. Then we have an uncommon Arvel Skeen, Syndicate Spice Runner, and a legendary Prestige, The Mandalorian. And this is what I'm saying about the averages. There is no way that there's one of these per box. No way. And then a rare Shadow of Stygian Prime. Can't wait to play that card. We're closer to an average of 2 prestiges per box rather than 1. And I do wonder if, like, after their announcement, they doubled the number or something. Flip, we have a Hyperspace Boba Fett and a base. Commons, common Hyperspace, commons. Here is a Spotlight Hyperfoil Han Solo. I do expect to see a lot of people try to play this card. I don't know if it's as good as people think, but it might be really good. All right, then a uncommon Terramin, Urk, Kanan Jarrus, and a rare Galen Erso. And if we had not yet already completed our playset of Galen Erso, we definitely completed it right there. Flip, Jin, and a base, and commons, 2 common hyperspaces this time, more commons, and then a common hyperfoil. And then we have an uncommon Honorbound Partisan, Shadow Cloaking, and a hyperspace uncommon Secret Battle of Pretend, followed by a legendary Lawbringer. I think this is going to be a much more playable, much more sought after legendary than the Intimidator. 8 is a lot easier to pay for than 11. That's for sure. We now have, 4 legendaries so far. We'd like to see 5 legendaries. So we'd like to see at least 1 more legendary. Flip, Enfys Nest, Hyperspace Base. Getting through all the commons. Uncommon Staccato Lightning Repeater, uncommon Chopper. Hey, there's a Hyperspace Max Rebo legendary. I don't mind if we do. And then a rare Zuckuss. 2 Max Rebos in 1 box. That's probably because Max Rebo doubled the regroup phase, so we got double the Max Rebos. Flip, we got a Boba, we got a base, we got commons, we got commons for days in here. Leppy Lookout, a common, but going to be heavily played, at least in limited, but probably even in Premier. Then in the uncommons, we have Canto Bite Security, we have Weasel, we have Bix, and then a rare Baze Malbus. There are a lot of Bazes that we've been pulling, and a lot of his staccato repeaters. Flip, we have an Arasing, a base, commons, common. Then we have an uncommon Dengar, uncommon Bosk. We have an uncommon Hyperspace, Bunta Eve Flag Bearer, and we have a rare, you hold this. You hold this. Flip, we have a Hyperspace Vel, a base, commons, common. Then an uncommon Broken Horn, Scarif Lieutenant, Lady Proxima into a legendary Anakin's Pod Racer. So one thing I will say for this box is that in terms of legendary count and prestige count, this is a great showing. I don't know if the value on those particular cards is any good, but the count is great. Flip, we have a Han, we have a base. Common. This time we have an uncommon Hyper Foil Jango Fett. Then we have a Hana, Hold for Questioning, Defiant Hammerhead into a rare Rio Durant. Flip, we got a Chewy, we got a base. We got some commons and a common and some commons and a common. And then in the uncommons, we have a Tantive 4, a salvaged blaster, a secret battle of pretend, into a rare adventurer sniper rifle. Last pack of this box. Flip. We have a Hera. We have a hyperspace base. Commons. Common. Commons. Common. And there's the other side of Max Rebo is the Max Rebo band. This one's an uncommon. When the regroup phase starts, create a credit token. Then a Zeb Aurelius. Then a hyperspace rare Chirrut Imwe. And then a rare Admiral Modi. Let me show you what we got in the first box of case number 2. We begin with the legendaries. Lawbringer, Intimidator, Anakin's Pod Racer, Max Rebo Hyperspace, Max Rebo Normal, Luke Skywalker, Maul. Then 2 prestige cards, The Mandalorian, Boba Fett. I do want to give one shout out on this. I do think it's fun to open these up. If you go watch my video where I open up the one Carbonite box that I got for this set, I had plenty of not so great things to say there, but I will at least call out that it is fun to have this style of card in here. To get 1 or 2 of these in a box, I think it's actually pretty cool. It really messes up the market for Carbonite boxes, but if you're opening regular booster packs and booster boxes, it's pretty fun. Especially when this prestige right here is a legendary and this prestige right here is a rare. That's pretty great too. Now, into the rare rares. Admiral Modi, Adventurer Sniper Rifle, Rio Durant, You Hold This, Baze Malbus, Zuckuss, Galen Erso, Han Solo Hyperfoil, Shadow of Stygian Prime, Asajj Ventress Hyperspace, Baylor Valence, Enfys Nest Helmet, Heisinger, Display Piece, Lieutenant Gorn, a Base, Conveyance Security Captain, Jyn Erso, Hyperfoil Heisinger, Redonium Detonation, Thermal Detonator. That's box 1 of case 2. Next time we're on to box 2 of case 2. Until then, I'm just a 90s Star Wars kid. See ya.